29th of November, Rabbi Levitt, Gemorrah.
All right.
Oh, welcome back to everybody.
Thank you.
Lou, I'll see you at 3 o'clock, right?
3 o'clock, yes, I'll meet you there.
All right, so we're still in the middle of this story over here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So the question is, okay, so we did the Gemorrah, did the story, the mother wrote out a deed to the son goes to Rabbi Yirmi Bar Abba, he says it's yours. The husband says over what happened to other Chachamim, and they say that in the name of Shmuel that it should not be like that, but that the husband should be able to take it away from the one that the wife sold or gave it to. And then when this got back to the first judge of Yirmi Bar Abba, he said, "Well, I have a Mishnah in support of me." And what we were trying to do yesterday is to understand why this Mishnah is a support for Rabbi Yirmiyah Bar Abba. So, first of all, let's just, what should we do? Should we, it seems to me that we should, with your consent, we should read over again what Rabbi Yirmiyah Bar Abba is saying in the Mishnah, and get that clear, what the case is, and then we can understand how it's a support for him. So I'd like to go from Amaruha to May the Rabbi Yirmiyah Bar Abba, which, where is that?
Page 88B1.
Oh,
Third
very
paragraph,
good.
Right, the second full paragraph, right?
Yeah, it's kind of, yes. Okay. Okay, so Alan, you want to read for
Okay.
us?
Rabbi Yirmiyah Bar Abba defends his ruling.
I think we need to go a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Oh, okay, very good.
There-
I was afraid to go further.
It's just one more sentence, but the beginning of the page, at the very top of page 88B1,
Yeah,
it says Azil Rav Shmuel. I think if we read that one sentence, it establishes what Rabbi Yirmiyah says actually.
okay.
Right.
Okay, so, oh, I see Phil wants to come in. Let's let in Phil. Who wants to read? Roy, would you like to read?
What wasn't Ellen reading?
Alan was reading, right?
Right.
Okay, so,
Very top of the page, then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wazel Rav Shmuel or Bar coming to Rabbi Bar Abba. Bar Abba went before Rabbi Yirmiyah Bar Abba for a ruling.
morning, Phil.
Good morning.
May
I'll mute in case I need.
you say Rabbi Bar Abba established him the property as its rightful owner. We're at the top of page 88, B1, after the first sentence.
Right, so the reason I asked for that to be read is because that's the ruling that he gave that he's going to be defending. That the son gets the property.
Right.
So the husband's reaction, Olio Rabbi Abba, Amurav, Mil Isor, Kameh, the Rav Ho She Oyor, Rav Abba went and related the matter before Rav Hoshaya, Wazal Rabbi Hoshia, Omor, came out to Rav Yehudor, and Rav Yehoshaya went and related it before Rav Yehuda. Omar way, Rav Yehuda said to him, Wachi Omar Shmuel, so says Shmuel, for sure, more chavor, soy say, Milo, the Chaye, Baloa, Umaysoa, a woman who sold Milon property during the lifetime of her husband and then died, Habiel, Motzi Miyad, Hey Law, husband removes the property from the possession of the purchaser. Rav Abba may therefore prevent Rav Shmuel Bar Abba from taking possession of the property.
Okay. If you're wondering what is this property in question that they're fighting over, it's called Niksei Malug. And what does this mean? So the Rashbam says in Bava Basra, I have a note, not over here, but he says Niksei Malug comes from the expression Maligas Harosh. Shetolshim Esaseyar. You pluck out all the hairs, all of the profits from the land. You take them out. That's what the husband has the right to do. Umenichim esarosh, and you leave the head intact, meaning he doesn't have the right to sell the land. So the land is not his, but he has the right to the peros of the land. So he's plucking out the sa'arot, all the hairs of the head. So now the wife got up and she gave the property to her son in her lifetime. And then after having done that, she passes away before her husband does. So now the question is, who gets the head? Who gets the Karen, the ownership of the property, and together with it the peros, the right to enjoy the profits of the property as well. So the first judge, Rabbi Bava, he gave it to the son, and the husband, he went to he presented the story to different chachamim, and they said otherwise. They said that the husband has a right to take it away from the one that the wife gave it to in her lifetime. So now we get up to the the next section.
Rabbi-
Amruha Kamei the Reb-
This Niksei Mulug property,
Yeah.
what's its origin? Is this property that the wife owned before the marriage?
Yes, the wife owns this property. It was her property before either she got it during I believe, certainly if she had it before, and I believe even if she gets it, or yeah, I think it's either way. Whether it doesn't matter when she got it, but in other words, even if she had it before, even if she had it before.
What's the difference between this and what they call iron sheep?
Yeah, Nixay Som Barzel. So that is a different type of a story. That at Son Barzel, it's like ironclad. It's an ironclad agreement, so to speak, between them. That the husband gets a certain specific amount of property, of value, of what that belongs to the wife, but he can't get any more than that. That's it. Doesn't matter what the situation is. Over here, it's more fluid. If the property does, if he can make the property do good, so that's good for him. There's other nafkaminas as well, but that's one of the differences between them.
What is the origin of Tzon Barzel as opposed to Niksei Malug, which we just said was her property before the marriage?
Well, this is also by Niksei Som Barzel is the property that the wife it's the wife's property. But it's just they make an arrangement. This is an arrangement which is based upon the agreement of both the side of the wife and the side of the husband, that this is going to be the arrangement that of the husband's entitlements according to their agreement, and it can't be affected by the ups and downs of the market.
I see. Okay, thank you.
I myself don't know exactly why we need to say over here that the case is with the property which was specifically categorized as Niksei Malug as opposed to Niksei Tzon Barzel. But perhaps we'll see. Okay, so now Rav Yerba Abba wants to explain us why it is that he ruled differently, and he's got a Mishnah, he says, in his support. So now we got to read Amruha Kamei the Rav Yirmiyah bar Abba, and then we'll read the Rashi's Be'ez Hashem. Okay, Lou, you want to read?
Amruha Kamei de Rabbi Yirmiyah bar Abba. They related before Rabbi Yirmiyah bar Abba. Amar lehu ana mas nisa yadana. He said to them, I know a Mishnah. This none, for we learned in the Mishnah, hakosev nechasav livno la'achar moso. If one writes over his property to his son for him to acquire after his death, that is the death of the father, haben eno yachol limkor mipnei shehein bereshus ha'av. The son is not able to sell because they are in the possession of the father. So the father writes over, he gives the property to his son in his will.
It's not real a will. It's a document that's given in his lifetime, in the father's lifetime.
Oh,
So
I
it-
see. It says in the footnote, acquire the property from today and after death. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
based upon the Rashi.
He writes a document that says this property is yours as of now, and after I'm dead, it'll still be yours. The son cannot sell the property because the father still owns it. Okay, so the footnote says that the father has the rights to the produce. I see. He wrote the document which says you own the property, but not the produce. After I'm dead, you own everything. So now the son cannot sell the property because he doesn't have the full rights to the property. V'ha'av eino yachol limkor mipnei shehein kesuvin laben. And the father is not able to sell because it has been written over to the son. So the father doesn't have full rights either. He has the rights to the fruit, but not to the principal. So he can't sell it either.
Right.
Machar ha'av. The father did sell it. So he sold it even though he doesn't have the right to sell it. Mechorim ad sheyamus. It is sold until he dies. So the sale works even though it's not legal.
Well, I'm not sure if you can say that. I'm not sure I'm not sure that's what the Gemorrah means, that it's not legal to do so.
It sounds like it's legal, but the adding the thing is adding the fact that he's selling it only for a limited time. It's not a forever sale. It's only until he's selling the rights to those properties until the time the father dies. That's all he can sell it to. He can sell rights up to a time. So it's a legal sale, but a time limited sale.
I don't see how you can say that. It clearly says ha'av eino yachol limkor.
It means he doesn't have the capability of selling the entire the property completely because he doesn't own both the corpus of the property as well as the profits that the property would generate. And since neither one of the son or the father, neither one of them is the full owner of the property after the father gives this document to the son. So therefore the Mishnah says that they're not able to make an outright complete full sale of the property according both the corpus of the property and the profits of the property to a third party. Neither one of them can do this.
Okay, so the father sold his rights to the property, and that sale is good until he dies.
Yeah.
So that means that the purchaser now has the rights to the produce until the
Is
father
it-
dies.
Right.
Machar haben, the
Oh.
son sold the property. So again, it must be that he sold his right to the property. Ein lo la lokeach ad shiamus ha'av. There is nothing to the purchaser until the death of the father.
Mm.
The purchaser doesn't get anything in the interim because the son has no rights in the interim. The rights to the produce belong to the father.
Right.
Okay, I think we understand that. So, key mayes av miha. When the father dies, now my English translates miha as at least. Is that correct?
I would translate it otherwise. I would say it's here I would say it means however. Like even though we just got through saying that that when the son sells the property to a third party, the third party doesn't have any rights to the property until the father dies. So now the Gemorrah is it's actually Rav Yirmiyah speaking over here, and he says the following inference from the Mishnah. He says, "He mace av miha." However, when the father does die, so then
Is le lilokeach, then there is to the buyer. In other words, the buyer now acquires the property when the father dies.
right,
But it should
Right.
be the son. I'm confused by that.
in other words, the son sold the property in his father's lifetime,
Oh, the son sold the property. Right. Okay, that's the case.
and the Mishnah said, "Ein lo lelokeach ad shiamosa'av," that the purchaser does not have, he doesn't have, it sounds like he doesn't have anything ad shiamosa'av until the father passes away, and that's what it says in the Mishnah, and then Rav Yirmiyah himself is saying that, but what do you see from this Mishnah? There's an inference to be drawn from this Mishnah. He mace av miha. However, when the father does pass away, so then what's the din? Islay lilokeach. Then the purchaser will have the property. So you see that he's the one who's going to get the property. It's not going to go to the. It's not going to go to anybody else. So you see that this you see that this sale that the son did in the middle is going to work, even though it didn't work right away, but it's going to work. It's going to work when the father passes away. So this seems to be, according to Rav Yirmiyah, he's gonna use this as a proof for his position. But
even though demes haben b'chai av, even if we have a situation where the son died before the father died, in other words, the son made the sale, but then he died before the sale could become effective. Nevertheless, the sale becomes effective. Delo asu lidei haben, that it did not come into the possession of the son. In other words, the rights to the produce never actually came into the possession of the son.
Right, right. Right, so the reason that the purchaser, in other words, what the Rabbi Yirmiyah Bar Abba is pointing out over here is that don't think that the whole reason for the inference that the purchaser is going to get the property together with the profits of the property is only because the son is going to survive the father, and therefore he wouldn't have to contend with the father, and he's taking it from the son, so to speak. The sale will work because the passed away, like it says in the Mishnah. It says ein lo lokeach ad shemosa av. The lokeach, the purchaser from the son, will not have anything until the father passes away. Oh, what happens if what if that happens if the son himself, who sold the property to him, passes away before the father? Rav Yirmiyah Bar Abba says that make no difference. In that case as well, the purchaser's rights are already acquired at the time of the sale, subject to the passing of the father, regardless of whether the son survives the father or not. Okay. Now, we have some Rashis to do over here.
I think so. According to my footnote, there's a few.
Okay. I mean, we can start already from, I think we're doing the same thing that we did yesterday.
Yeah, but it's good because this is complicated.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Okay, so should we go to let's just read the Rashis from the top of this page. Habal Motzi. So this is when the husband he presented what happened in the Bezdin to other Chachamim, and they said, oh, if we would have been there, we would have ruled differently. We would have said that you, as the husband, would be able to take it away from the purchaser who purchased it from the wife. Now, in our case, there wasn't the purchaser from the wife. The wife was the mother of the son, and she gave it to the son. But what they're saying in the name of Shmuel, that would be the case. It seems to be a very similar case to the case of at hand that we have in our Gemorrah. The case of Shmuel was that a woman who sold her niksei malug while she was married to her husband in the lifetime of the husband, and so even if she passes away before the husband does, when she does pass away, so the Baal, the husband, will take it away from the one that purchased it from the wife. And Rashi we're going to read the Rashi over here. Baal Motzi. So Phil, you want to read? Please.
You'll let me know though if we get to the construction outside. The window's closed, but there is still something out there. The Baal Motzi, Shehabal Yorei Sherishto, because the husband inherits from his wife. He's the first purchaser.
He's the first purchaser. So he's got first priority ahead of the purchaser that purchased it from the wife during their marriage. Okay, so accordingly, those Chachamim were telling the husband that you really are the one that should be able to take it away from your wife's son. And now we got Reb Yeremiah Bar Abba. He's defending himself, his statement that the son deserves to get the property that the wife deeded to him, based upon a Mishnah. And now we go to Rashi, Mechurin ad Shiamos.
Wait, isn't there la'achar also?
There's a La'achar Moto.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
The La'achar Moto after his death. And this is Mehayom La'achar Moto, from today until after his death. Sheguf, because the body of it, Kanu Leben, is acquired by the son. Mehayom, from today. He gets the principal amount, so you doesn't call it Ela Sheha'av Ochel Paris, but the father can enjoy gets the rights of the property ad Yom Moto, until the day of his death.
Right. Okay. Next Rashi.
And then Mochorim Etcher, he can sell it only until he dies. That's what the father can do. Lokeach, because the purchaser, Ochel, he has use of the property, Ad Shemot Ha'av, until the father dies. Because Shemot Ha'av, now when the father does die, the ben comes, Umotzei Miyad Lokocha, he can then take it out of the hands of the purchasers. It's now his fully once the father dies.
Ah, so here we see. Okay. So in other words, what we see over here is that the one that was that he was like the Lokeach Rishon, the son over here, because the father originally gave him the whole property, just held back his own right to receive the produce of the field as long as he's alive. And so now
It's not the father, it's actually the mother who gave him the property. Because it was her property that we're talking about. This is whole question about her property.
well, this Mishnah here that Yerbi Ba'Abba is talking about is a son and a father.
Okay, it's the same, it's the same principle. It applies for the son and father, it applies for the original question. Yeah.
So in this
No,
scenario,
it's not the same. It's not the same as the mother. The mother deeded it to her son.
Right. And they're saying that's what he's saying. That's the whole ruling. The ruling was based upon Reb Yirmiyah's ruling was based upon that case, saying that it should be a similar situation.
yeah. Okay, so okay.
But in this case, we're saying that the son has the rights.
Well, because he gave it to him. It's the same
Right.
rule.
But
He's writing it to his son, just like in the other case, the wife was writing it to her son. It was the same, somebody writing to the son the rights before death. And do those rights still hold? And they only hold up to death. They take place after death. Because the rights he's selling it to him, not now, but he's selling the rights. He's selling it to him not to take place until after he dies. It's not a sale now, but it's a future sale. What do you call? You had a word for them. The futures, right? Future option. It's a future option that he's selling it to them.
Okay. Okay. Oh, so that's we did the Mechurin ad Shiamos. We did the third Rashi already.
yes,
Okay. Right. So even though the father sold his interest in the profits from the field that he held back to himself when he deeded it to his son, and now the father turns around and sells the property to a third party. And now when the father passes away, so then the son comes along and takes the property away from the purchaser who purchased it from the father.
So in the case of the woman, the father owns the rights to the produce. The woman writes the document saying, after my death, my son gets the property. Now, is she saying he gets the principal, or is she saying he gets everything?
Everything.
Okay, so it's a different scenario from the case of the Mishnah, because in the case of the woman, the father has an argument to say, hey, it's my produce. She had no right to sell my produce or to bequeath my produce. Whereas in the case of the Mishnah, there is no father around to say it's my produce.
Oh, so does the husband and the wife, when the husband is consuming the fruits of the land of the wife during the marriage, would he own those peros even after the wife passes away?
I don't
think so.
He would own everything after the wife passes away. He inherits her.
Well, that's going to be the question over here.
He sold it before, that's the whole point.
If there was no sale, they're right. If there was no sale, but here the wife sold the property before she passed away. So that's going to be the issue over here. Is the husband considered to be the first one in line with this property because he inherits her and he married her, and so at that point, he was already the one who was standing in line to receive the property as the Lokeach Rishon at the time that he got married to her? Or do we say that no, the wife has the ability to deed the property to her son, and so to cut out the husband from being able to inherit her? So I'm not really sure myself what it is. I understand the proof that the Chachamim adduced in favor of the husband, because that case is very similar. The case of Shmuel, the case is very similar to the case of the husband and the wife. It's because it's exactly that case. It's exactly that case, other than the fact that the wife sold the property instead of just giving it as a gift to the son. But other than that, it seems to be exactly the same case, what Shmuel is saying. And right, Shmuel is saying that Isha shemachra b'nichsei malug, a woman that sells her nichsei malug b'chaye bala, in the lifetime of her husband, umesa, and then even if she passes away before the husband, so we might think to say that, oh, the husband will inherit her. Oh, in fact, we say the habal motzi, the husband will take the property away from the purchaser.
That doesn't seem to be this similar to the case of our Mishnah.
Right, but the case of it's very similar to the case of that we're trying to decide what the halacha is. We're mainly trying to understand what's the halacha in this case of the right. There was a mother who got married to a husband, and she had a son from presumably from a different marriage, and during the marriage, before she passed away, she deeded her niksei malug to her son, and so that case seems to be very similar to the case that the Chachamim said in the name of Shmuel, that the husband should be able to take from the one that received it from the wife.
Right.
That case is understood to be it's very close in its factual scenario to the case that we're judging, whereas the case that Rev Yirmi Bar Abba he's bringing from this Mishnah, it's a little bit not exactly the same case. We have to sort of think out of the box to try to figure out what does Rev Yirmi Bar Abba see in this Mishnah that causes him to rule the way he rules over here in our case, which seems to be a different case. We would say, oh, that case is not shouldn't determine what the case of the ruling of our case should be. It's a different case. But the Rebbe Abba, he maintains that it in fact is the case. And we see that it's already 12:31. Okay, so we're making progress, gentlemen.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay.
My English, by the way, says the Gemorrah interrupts to provide background. So I think that we're not supposed to be understanding it yet. We need more information.
Okay. Very good.
Okay, take care, be well, have a good day.
Okay, Phil.
Okay, Freilich and Hanukkah.
Hanukkah Sameach.
Yeah.
Joy.
Bye.
May all your lighting be liftike.
Amen.
Bye, Alan. Bye, Blue.
All right, let me